In today's lesson, I'm going to teach you how to install Windows Admin Center on Windows Server 2019 Core. So this is just all a command prompt. This is a fresh install of Windows Server 2019 Core. Okay, just to give you a better understanding and seeing. When you see a host name that looks like that, you can't get any more fresher than fresh. Okay, especially if it's on a server. So if you're on a server and they have a name like that, then they did something terribly wrong and you need to fix it ASAP, some magical way. Okay, but nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and just get on into this. I do have a little PowerShell script written down below, so you're able to download that and follow along as well. I do recommend reading it though, because if you do follow for step by step, you're probably going to find a few issues and it's not going to work for you because it is categorized to me. So I will go ahead and break down each one for you so that you know exactly what's going on. So the first thing we have to do here is get into PowerShell. And there you go. So once you see the word PS in front of it, we're ready to go. Okay, so now we need to get net adapter. Now the cool thing is if you hit the tab key, it will go ahead and finish it for you. Press enter. Now you're going to have to write down a number. That number. Mine is 5. It can be 4. It could be 12, 67. It really all depends on your computer. But this is what we're going to need because we have to now static this IP address. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy and paste this script into the screen here. And again, everything that we do is all available for you down in the description below. So when I go ahead and paste, I want new net IP address. The interface index for me is 5. I want my IP address to be 192.168.15.11. My prefix is 24 and my default gateway at 192.168.15.2. Now, if you are following along with me 100% since we started this course, okay, you're going to want to copy and paste this as is, except for your interface ID number. It could be different. Once you do all that, go ahead and press enter. And you're going to get a nice little verification here, letting you know this is all the old information, and bam, this is all the new stuff. 192.5, and we're all good to go. Now we got to edit the DNS. So same exact thing. I'm just going to copy and paste this over because it's just going to make life much easier for us. So right here, set DNS client server address. My interface index is 5. And the addresses I want is 192.168.15.10 and 8.8.8.8. This is my internal DNS, which is my AD up here. And this is also the Google DNS. So I have my local internal, and if anything doesn't go right, I can always point to the external. In most cases, you probably won't need to do both of them like this, but I'm going to. Also, if you get Windows Admin Tool, Windows Admin Center installed properly, you'll be able to actually update this information if you want. So you're going to go ahead and press OK. And again, it can take probably a couple times. It's not really the most, answering thing, as you can see there. All right. But once you go ahead and get the new line up here, that means everything's been applied. Now you want to go ahead and check this. So again, ipconfig all. So there's a DNS server, there's default gateway, there's my preferred, DHCP is turned off, but our host name is still the same. Which is not going to be a problem because in PowerShell we can actually change that with this command. So rename computer dash new name. I'm going to call this Win2K19 Core and then computer name afterwards with the little period at the end. Go ahead and press enter. And it's going to tell you that it has to reboot the computer for it to take effect. That's fine. And then this, let me just check here. So one more ipconfig, just to verify that. So after another ipconfig, this will change afterwards. All right, DHCP is still turned off. IP address is this. And you may be asking, why am I verifying this? Is because unfortunately, Windows Server 2019 Core doesn't function 100%. in VMware, so you may get a couple bugs and glitches, so I'm pretty much prone to keep looking over and over again. But we want to go ahead and reboot, so shutdown /R for reboot, F for force, T for time, and 00 for right now. And I like the one thing about Server Core too is that it's a very quick reboot. See? Control Alt Insert. Type in your password. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and start doing the install. And you can do this remotely if you want, but considering we're actually sitting in front of it, there's no reason why we would. So paste. Up. Okay. Now the reason why I wrote the word PowerShell in front of this is because I want it to run in PowerShell, and this is what I want. So if you do it correctly, you will get this. The reason why I wrote PowerShell here is because I want to be back into PowerShell doing this. A little quick trick. So now the next thing we got to do is we got to get the file we need from the internet. So wget, there's the URL, and the output file I want it to go to our seed downloads, which is what we just made. And I wanted to rename it to Windows Admin Center Current MSI. Go ahead and press enter. And then now we're just going to sit here and wait. You're going to be waiting for it to get to over 700 million bytes, I think it is, or 7 million bytes. Nonetheless, it's going to take about 2 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and jump to the next screen. Okay. So now everything's all been downloaded, and all we got to do is now run the Ssl certificate to finish the install. So go ahead, paste. Okay, so C downloads, that's where it's at. Run the MSI. Okay, the Windows Admin Center current. Okay, create a log file called log.txt. I want it to be port 443, and the Ssl certificate will be generate. So this is going to be a self-signed certificate. Let me go ahead and press enter to get this started. Okay, it's going to take about 2 minutes, and it's going to run silently, so you're not going to see anything actually happening outside the few flickers here and there. Also, inside my little PowerShell script here, down here below, if I uncheck that, you can actually go ahead and put your own Ssl certificate, as long as you know the thumbprint. So you just have to change this section here with your thumbprint number, and you'll be able to upload this directly to your server as well. So let me go ahead and just move that out of the way. So let's go ahead and take a quick look here. I'm going to hop on my other server. Okay, Control Shift Insert. Log into here. Okay, now I'm going to open my Google Chrome. HTTPS, you must put that in front of it, and then I'm going to my IP address. Let's go to Advanced. Administrator. And there we go. So we get greeted with all the little updates and releases we get and all the other cool things. But as you can see here, that's it. We don't need to worry about this anymore. So I can go ahead and exit. And if I want to just completely exit out of it completely. So now I got a blank screen. Oh no, what can I do? Well, just go right back over here in your Windows Admin Center. And we can do whatever we want. So right now, my core is not even attached to my domain, which is right here. So let's go ahead and fix that problem real quickly. Edit computer ID, domain. Add that, hit next. Okay, change this. And let's go. As you can see here, success. Go ahead and hit the refresh button, and now it's attached to it. Now, if I just want to verify how true that is, go ahead and minimize this. Start. Server Manager. Tools. AD. All right, when I go to computers, there it is. And we also have our here. If I want to promote that to a DC server, we can go ahead and do that as well by running DC promo. But we can actually do all that right out of here. So everything I want to do, if I want to add, for example, we'll go here to where it roles and features. So I want to make that core an actual Active Directory on top of this. So I click on roles and features, Active Directory domain services, and install. Finding all the dependencies, go ahead and run it. And that's it. So, I mean, it's very simple to use. And as you can see, I'm not even on that server core anymore. I don't need to go on it any longer. And it runs at 1/3 of the actual power you would need to run a full desktop, as you see here. So your best bet, if you ever want to actually install situations like this, is to do exactly as I did. Just install a quick server core, throw Windows Admin Center on there, and then run to the races. You're going to look like a professional because people are like, oh my God, look how cool this is. He doesn't got to go to the computers, and you can monitor all the servers. So we go to here to roles and features, and then from here, I will go ahead and add to it, but I don't want to go through all the rest of that. But I do want to show you one more thing before I roll out of here. Okay, is I want to add a server. Let me just close all them. Enter a server name, Win2K19 DC01. Okay, never mind, as it decides it wants to do whatever it wants to do, which is nice. Win2K19-DC01. And there it is. And add. So now we see it's already there. I can go ahead and click on that. I should be able to use my credentials for it, but I like to type them in every time just to make sure. And as you can see here, now here is this version of it. Want to do some PowerShell work? Click on PowerShell. There we go. So now I can go ahead and if I want to update certain features, DC promo, which will probably end up breaking it. But you can do just about anything. I will go into another video later on about much more detail about this. But I just want to give you the idea that you can go ahead and install like a little server core here, as you can see, and be able to still do everything you need to just from the admin center. So I hope the video helped out somebody. If it did, congratulations. If it didn't, let me know why you didn't like it, I guess. And I guess we'll see you in the next section. So I'll talk to you later.